we doing? It's a late night. It's 11:40 on the West Coast. Some of y'all might not even be awake. Some of y'all might not even care. But here we are. It's late. We're gonna do a little live. We're gonna talk Niners. What else is there to do, right? Let's get some views up. Let's talk Niners. How's everybody doing tonight? Bedtime. Stephen O knows. Let's see. It's your boy Steven first in the building. I'm going to San Francisco, Denver, week 3. Any chance I'm going to that game? I don't know. I don't think so, but um, I will try to let you know if I do. Thank God I fixed the camera quality. Yeah, it was bad. I was trying off my laptop. It's not the vibe. I'm trying different things. So I gotta build this setup a little bit better. So I know that last camera was just not. It was shit quality. So apologize for that. Uh, but hey, here we go. Let's talk Niners. It's late night. Y'all got nothing to do. I got nothing to do. Daughter's asleep. Let's talk Niners for the next 20, 30 minutes. How we feeling? Let's just answer questions. That's what I'm going to do today. I've talked about all the stuff that I wanted to talk about today. We talked with Smitty. I don't know. I just feel like talking Niners. I've just been so excited, so hyped up. It's a new season. I've been at training camp, and I'm hyped up. I should probably be in bed right now, getting ready for the morning, but I'm not. That's it. But how we feeling tonight? Let's get some questions. I will set a timer. We'll do 20 minutes tonight. We'll do 20 minutes. I know it is late. It's late night. It's a late night gang. But yo, just gonna be on live. I'm gonna try to be live and grind the content out. So here we go. This is a good question by Retro Dev. What are you looking forward to see in the upcoming preseason game? That's a good question. We definitely have to see how the O line is looking. I think that is the biggest question right now. We need to see what the O line can do against other teams because one of the things I've noticed is everybody saying the O line doesn't look good. Like, yeah, okay, they've had their moments where they've been pushed around, but they're playing the Niners defensive line, and we know as Niner fans how good this Niner defensive line is. They're going up against Omenel, who Samson Ebicam, Nick Bosa, given they're going up against some like just premium players on defense. So it's easy for us to say, oh, the O line doesn't look good. They're getting bull rushed, but they're playing against a dominating defense. So if we go up against another team and we can hold our blocks and we hold our own, then it's for nothing. All this like worryment that we're having is not even something we should even be talking about. So it really depends. I want to see what the O line looks like. A lot of the rookies, they're going to get chances to go out there and shine. This is the time for the rookies to go out there and do what they got to do, right? In the preseason, that's what we got to do. I want to see Drake Jackson, Danny Green, Sam Womack. I want to see these guys, TDP. I want to see these guys get their chance and see what they're all about in the preseason. And the undrafted guys, right? Leon O'Neal, Jason Poe, Donovan West, like those guys, we want them to succeed. But it all starts in the preseason. So it's really going to depend on what I'm looking for in the preseason is these younger guys that are on the bubble or fighting for a roster spot, and then the O line. So I can't wait until SF9 if you're like, oh man, yeah, it's something we got to look for is the O line. How are they doing? How's the continuity of the O line, right? How are they holding their block? So that's to me the biggest thing I'm gonna be looking for. And then I guess one thing that we haven't really talked about, backup quarterback. Who's gonna be the backup quarterback? It's gonna be Nate Sudfeld. It's gonna be Brock Purdy. That's a battle that is going to be determined in preseason. You can't really determine that in training camp. Like, yeah, we can sit there and scrutinize them all they want in training camp, but we got to see what they can do against another team's defense. Preseason, quarterback, big spot. Running back, it's a deep running back room, as always. Here we got Jeff Wilson, Jermichael Hasty, Elijah Mitchell, Trey Sermon, TDP, Jordan Mason. This kid, Jordan Mason, looking good. So, see, Kevin, he just asked the question already. I was thinking ahead. How's the running back group looking like this year? It's very deep. It's very good. Elijah Mitchell, he's been getting a lot of carries. They didn't ease him in. I was talking to Cam Inman earlier, and he said exactly what I've been saying. He looks fast. He looks quick. The Niners are using Elijah Mitchell a lot, a lot. I like Trey Sermon. He's looking pretty strong. This kid, Jordan Mason, keep an eye on this guy. He looks like he could be that undrafted guy that Shanahan has and sneaks onto the roster. He just looks like a good good running back. And it's one of those Kyle Shanahan guys, right? He can catch the ball. He can run. Very, elusive. I like the guy. I like Mason, man. Let's see some of these comments. Some of these questions. Late night gang. It's so late. What are you looking forward to? We did that. Um, let's see. Kittle's the man. He's a fan favorite. People love Kittle. They just chant Kittle's name the whole time. And the whole training camp, when people see Kittle, they lose their mind. He's a rock star. Kittle is literally a rock star. He's the rock star of the 49ers. My man Kevin Richardson says, for our Niners, thumbs up for the Niners for signing Debo. What about Bosa? I don't think they need to worry about Bosa. He's getting 13 mil this year. They picked up the 50-year option. I think they'll wait till next year to sign him. The salary cap goes up. He's going to get TJ Watt money, probably $35 million. He's not worried. He knows that he's going to go in there, do his job, and everything will take place. I don't think they need to worry about Bosa right now, unless somehow, some way, they cut Jimmy's money, and then they have that money on the books, and they sign him cheaper. They sign him, earlier than they need to, but I don't think so. You don't need to extend him this year. He's going to ball out. He's going to earn a massive contract. Again, they picked up his 5th-year option. They got basically a whole year to worry about Nick Bosa. He's going to be fine. They don't need to pay him right now, but he'll get paid. Let's go back to these questions. How's the linebackers doing at camp? Linebackers looking great. They are all explosive. Even the undrafted guys looking good. SF Niners for life. Unemployed Raj is a beast. Yeah, pretty much. I ain't got shit to do. I gotta be grinding on the content. I do have a job, for those that are wondering. Now I stepped down. I'm not a director anymore. I do have a job. I'm just not working these next 2 weeks. Focusing on my media, building my brand, see where that takes me. But I do have to pay bills, so I will be working as a home health therapist. And every once in a while, per diem life calls. If a clinic really, really needs some hours, I'll go help them out and see some patients. I haven't really treated patients in like 2 years, so it'd be nice to actually treat some patients and help them get better. So I missed doing that. When you're running a clinic, you really get to do that stuff. So I'll be back on the grind. But right now, yes, I'm living the lifestyle of just content creating. So for those that are wondering, Eric O says, serious question: should I get In-N-Out or Raising Cane's? Oh man, or something else. I love In-N-Out. But right now, I'm feeling the Raising Cane's. It's because we don't have a Raising Cane's where I live, and I would kill for Raising Cane's. I miss that place. I haven't had that Raising Cane's since I moved out of Vegas. Go get Raising Cane's. The bread, chef's kiss. So good. Retro Dev says, how excited are you to see Hail Mary touchdowns with Gray and McLeod? I'm excited to see Hail Mary touchdowns with anybody on this team. I'm just excited for these deep passes. It's been nice when they start throwing deep. Lance has that deep pass, and it's going to be so much fun. It's going to be something that we haven't seen in a long time. Like, that deep pass has been missing from this offense, and it's going to be great. It's going to be great. We're going to see, Ayuk and Debo just going down the sideline. Boom, money, big play, and those plays get the fans involved. When the fans involved, they get hyped up. It takes over the stadium, it gets the players juiced up. When you're hyped up, the players take momentum. It's hard to break that momentum. When you get a big-time Hail Mary play, it's a great feeling, and it just keeps rolling, and your team they get hyped up, and when you play with that energy, it's hard to stop someone. So those Hail Mary type plays are going to be so fun to watch. I can't wait, and that's what Trey Lance brings to the table. When they throw deep, and in training camp, when it's like a big time pass, the crowd goes absolutely crazy. Can you imagine in Levi Stadium, full stadium, Trey Lance lets it rip, Brandon Ayuk 60-yard pass, touchdown. Fans are gonna lose their shit. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be good, man. Canes in Oakland. I'm gonna have to make that drive. Thoughts on the implementation of Guardian caps? Will they really make a difference in long term of health? I hope so, because CTE, concussions, all that stuff is really a big impact. And as a healthcare professional, I've always wondered, what are the long-term effects on these players with the concussions. Helmets, they've always changed them through the years. They've changed the rules, but you can't really change getting hit in football. You're gonna, it's head to the knee, head to the back, head to the shoulder, head to the neck. You're gonna get post-concussion syndrome at some point. You're gonna get, a lot of blows to the head, and it puts strain on the brain. Eventually, those effects can kind of linger down the line. A lot of players retired. I remember we had Chris Borland, multiple concussions. He retired after his rookie season, and now he's talking about concussion awareness and things like that. Like, he's raising awareness. Steve Young, a legend, my favorite player, he retired. He retired because of concussions, but the guy's career was cut short. This guy was a legend, but Scrambling Steve got them concussions, and it was unfortunate, that he kept on getting those concussions. So I think that they could help. I feel like a lot of players have said good things about him. It's going to be like a shock absorber. It is added weight, but I don't think it's a substantial amount of weight. And I think that shock absorber can help limit, impact to the brain. So it's going to be interesting to see what the research is. I think it's a good idea. Anything that the league can do to help limit CTE is good. Because these guys, I mean, can you imagine 20 years down the line? What if you got some brain, uh, you know, issues that stem from that, like CTE or whatever, and it can be really detrimental. So I don't know. I like that they are trying to help. They're trying to help. So it was a good question. Let's see. SF Niners for Life says Ayuk and Trey's chemistry is unreal. That chemistry, you can tell, like, those two guys are locked in. Everything they did in the offseason is translating. It's translating, and that's what we talked about. Their chemistry is going to be crazy. And when Trey's back there, he's locked in with Ayuk. Like, he puts the ball only where Ayuk can get it. Only where that Ayuk can get it. There's been so many times Ayuk's been in great coverage by Charvarius or Eman, and Brandon Ayuk reaches out for the ball because Trey puts it right where he needs it. I mean, there's been some times where Charvarius Ward makes the pick. I mean, he's been playing great. He's been playing lights out. But there's been times where Brandon Ayuk has made an absolute great catch just because Trey Lance puts it where he knows he's going to be. So chemistry is amazing. All right, we've been doing this for 15 minutes, late night live. I hope everybody's doing good. Can't sleep, so we're going to talk Niner football. If you can, hit the like button on your way in. Smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Let's get some more of these questions. Yeah, those catches from Ayuk have been insane. Absolutely insane. Brandon Ayuk, man, to the moon. He's gonna have a crazy season if he continues to play the way he's done at camp. He's gonna have a Pro Bowl season. Like, he's looked like the best player in camp on offense, and there's been some great players on this team, right? Brandon Ayuk has come in locked and loaded and focused. He looks great. He looks good. Um, Steve-O says, we'll see. Tarvarius Collins, what are your ideal running backs to make the 53? A couple weeks ago, I predicted Elijah, Trey Sermon, TDP, Jeff Wilson make this roster. I think those four are locks to make it. I don't know if JaMycal Hasty makes it, but Jordan Mason, keep an eye on that man's name. I think Mason might make it. So we got Wilson, Jeff Wilson, Trey Sermon, TDP, Elijah Mitchell. Like, those guys are locked. I don't know if Trey Sermon makes it, but Jordan Mason might steal that role. Let's see. Going to Steve-O's question now. What are your thoughts on Tarvarius Moore? Will he get playing time? What about Georgia Odom? That's a good question. Now, that safety spot has definitely been something that's been up for grabs. I think Hufanga right now is your starter. I think he's taken strides, and he's really improved this year. He was really good today in one-on-one drills. Sticky coverage, you got a PBU, you got an INT. Hufanga's a hard worker. He's always the first one out. Like, that Mamba mentality. Every time, every practice, no matter what, first one out. Literally, it's crazy. I don't understand how he does it, but he's dope for that. I mean, he was doing it as a rookie, and now he's doing it as a second year player. So he's a grinder, very grind. He's a grinder. So good to see that. My man Rohan, what's good, my man? What's up? What's up, media? What's up, Rohan? What's up? But yeah, I think that Tarvarius Moore has looked pretty impressive actually overall. On Saturday he made two big picks. Two of them were tipped, I believe. Diamador Lenore, who's looked pretty good. But I think Tarvarius Moore has actually really played well. Odom, aggressive. I definitely think he'll fit in as a special teamer, which was his role with the Colts. Pro Bowl special teamer. But yeah, I think Tarvarius Moore has really impressed me as far as, coming into the season. We didn't expect much out of him. Well, I didn't. Coming off a torn Achilles, it's a big injury, but he's looked pretty good. He looks impressive for coming into the season with an injury. But I'll tell you what, one-on-one drills today, George Kittle took that man to school. I mean, it's George Kittle, but oh man, talked about this earlier. The man stiff-armed him to another planet. He stiff-armed him to another planet. Tarvarius Moore, I felt bad for him, but that's what you get when you go up with George Kittle. But yeah, T. Moore, I definitely think that he's really made some strides this year, and I like what I've seen out of him. So. Oh man, this is a good question, Retro. See, how does George Odom look? First team special teamer. Yeah, we just kind of talked to him about him. Yeah, Odom hasn't looked bad. He's been out there. He hasn't made like massive plays, but you can tell he's a hard worker. He's a physical guy. He stayed after practice today and worked on some things. So it's good to see that. But I think the biggest takeaway with him is I definitely think his role is going to be a special teamer. I don't see anything more. I don't think he's going to start. I just don't see him as a starter, but I definitely think he's going to continue to be that really solid special teamer, and we need that. And that's something this team really made an emphasis on, is improving special teams. They weren't good in special teams. We go to the Green Bay game, and holy crap, special teams won us the game, basically. So I think they really wanted to incorporate better players into that. But it's not saying he's a bad player, but he's definitely a reserve. If there's an injury, I think he could fill that role in and be capable of coming in and logging starting time if there's an injury. But again, I think Hufanga's your starter. He's looked great. He's bulked up this year. But Odom, 100% special teamer. I don't see him more than that. So, let's see. Rohan back at it tomorrow. Of course, man. I'll see you there. Yo, check out my man Rohan real quick. I don't know how long he's going to stay in here, but if you can, go give this man a follow on YouTube, and go give him a follow on Twitter. This guy's a grinder. This guy's been putting in so much work, and he's so good. I mean, this man is going to the moon. If this man is going to the moon, Rohan's a great young man, and he's been putting in some fantastic content. His breakdowns after practice have been amazing, and his work on 49er Web Zone is absolutely impressive. So, gotta go get my boy Rohan. Yeah, but go get my boy. Run up his numbers, man. Go run him up. Please. This guy puts in so much. You guys think I put in a lot of work. Rohan's been putting in just as much, maybe even more than me. Go get my man. No doubt, man. We love you, Rohan. Let's see. Let's take about 3 more questions, and we're going to call it a night. Might actually get some sleep tonight. Let's see. Kevin Richardson says, how's the secondary group? I hear Charvarius Ward has been locked down. You heard right. Charvarius Ward has been absolute clamps. Like, that's the best way to... You've seen highlights. You've seen what everybody's writing. Like, we're not all saying the same thing just because we're saying it. Charvarius Ward has looked nothing short of lockdown. This man, he's staring people down. He's got that swag on him. D'Amico Ryans the other day said he's elevated the DB room, and it's absolutely true. The way he's out there, it's just like when someone gets a pass on him, it's like, whoa. Did he just let up a completion? That's how good he is. He's sticky. He's so sticky. He's so good. His instincts are great, and I feel like because that pressure up front, it's gonna make him so much better, And I think he was a very talented cornerback, but he never had this massive season. And everybody, when we signed him, a lot of people, he's not that good. He's mid. Why'd you spend so much money? He was pretty good with the Chiefs. They didn't have the D-line the Niners have. Now look at the front seven the Niners have. With all that pressure up front, that's gonna make him even better. And I feel like that's already what he's noticing. He's been nothing but positive of the Niners. Obviously, he's going to be positive of his new team. But you could just see, the vibe he has, is the chemistry he has with Emmanuel Mosley already is very nice. And him and E-Man, lockdown duo already. And I feel like E-Man being in a contract season, he's gonna go crazy. But Charvarius Ward got paid very handsomely. A lot of people doubted him. I think he's coming in with a chip on his shoulder to say, hey, look, I'm worth the money. I'm going to be a Pro Bowler. I think he's going to be a Pro Bowl quarterback. If he continues to play the level he is, it's nice to see. And that's one of those areas that in the past, for years, oh my God, the Niners don't have a cornerback. We suck at secondary. This might be one of the best offseason signings we've had um, in the Lynch and Shanahan era. It potentially could be. Like obviously, Trent Williams, and Juice, and there's been some great ones. But Charvarius Ward might be going to that list of when we look back in a couple years, like, oh man, can you remember when we signed Charvarius Ward? This guy is phenomenal so far. He's definitely brought out the best in everybody, and Brandon Ayuk too. Like him and Brandon Ayuk, when they battle, it's fun to watch. Like there's certain camp battles you watch, and you're just like, holy shit, man! I cannot. Like you just put your eyes on them because you want to see them. You want to see the competition, the highest level of competition. And Brandon Ayuk and Charvarius Ward have been phenomenal. And those two guys have been the best two in training camp. I love Charvarius Ward and Brandon Ayuk, man. Those two guys have been just on another level. Their level of play has been beautiful. So, oh, Lordy. Gold Blooded Insider says, I woke up hot as hell to get some water and you were live. Gotta wake up for school in 6 hours. I gotta wake up in 6 hours too. I gotta get my daughter to summer camp. Here we are. Oh, man. Rohan says, what's been my favorite moment of camp? That's good. There's a lot. There's been a lot. It's been a lot. It's hard to pinpoint one. I feel like today was probably my favorite day of camp. The pads came on. The vibe was pretty much, electric because of Debo. And then Debo came out today, got a big crowd, pop from the crowd. I feel like today just was like my favorite moment. I don't know. I felt like Debo being there just relieved a lot of stress. I could tell like people weren't as stressed out there. Everybody was a little bit more calm and just excited today. And the pads, of course, came on. So I feel like that was one of the best moments for me. Of course, I love Debo. So seeing him out there was definitely just great. It was just great, and it was, again, it's something that kind of was a sigh of relief for everybody as a Niner fan. And, you could tell the players, too, were a little bit more loose. They had a lot of energy. Obviously, the pads come on. They're a little bit more vibrant. But Debo out there, I feel like it changed the tone out there. Just I think people were a little bit more enjoyable today. So I think having Debo out there is probably my favorite moment so far. There's been a lot of great moments, man. And then just being out there and then seeing people that, are shaking my hand and talking to me and yelling at me, yo, Raj, and taking a bit. It's been pretty cool. It's been a humbling experience, seeing so many people that want to talk to me. I'm nobody, but, seeing people that want to talk to me. So that's been pretty cool. But definitely my favorite moment so far has been today. Seeing Debo, man, and actually having fun and signing the autographs and just bringing that crowd intensity has been fun. Also, George Kittle, he's always great. He always, shows up to the fans. I remember that first day I came and then George Kittle came out. I mean, the fans lost it. They lost their shit. That was pretty fun to watch. That was cool to watch because, that was a good moment for the fans. They came to see these players. And to see when the players come out and they show so much respect and love to the fans, you got to love to see that. Trey Lance, Brandon Ayuk. Anytime they make a catch, I lose it. Those have been some of the best moments. The other day, I think it was Saturday, when Trey Lance, right sideline, throws the ball. Jimmy Ward, Charvarius Ward in coverage, and Brandon Ayuk has to adjust just to make the catch, and Trey puts it just where he can get it. That was probably my favorite play at training camp so far. It's just been my favorite play. Unbelievable. Phenomenal. It's a good question. Let's see. I'll take one more question. I'm going to get some sleep. I appreciate you guys tuning in so late. So late. Appreciate y'all. Should do this more often. Little late night live. What do you guys think? Do I think Debo and the fan base will ever be the same? Yeah, I think everybody's over it. Obviously, everybody's been hyped up. I think people forgot. I think People have a short attention span. People have a short memory, and honestly, I think everybody's over it. Everybody's happy that it's done. I think that, again, the drama's over. We're going into camp with very little injuries. I mean, I know we have Mo Hurst, bicep tear. He didn't really play last year. We have a very strong, very deep defensive line. So it's not like the biggest injury in the world. Relatively healthy, knock on wood. It's not a massive injury yet. Hopefully, we don't get it. So we're coming into camp healthy. There's really no controversy. Debo issue, it's all swiped under the rug. Team, sometimes you have differences. You kiss and make up. The Niners, they figured it out. They ironed out any differences. Debo's happy. Of course, he got paid. The team is happy because they figured out how to keep Debo. And honestly, I don't think anybody's upset. There's gonna be some fans that are upset at everything, but from what I've seen, the sense I've kind of gathered since yesterday, fans are just absolutely excited that Debo's back. And now we can focus on what matters is winning the damn championship, winning a Super Bowl. And I think that's what everybody is kind of, like I said, a sigh of relief when all the pressure just off your shoulders. I feel that's what happened now that Debo signed. And honestly, I think the fans are cool with him. I know I am. I haven't had any beef with him the whole time. And one thing I kept saying this whole time, and I've been, on the quad box when I was with Smitty, through this whole off season, everybody kept saying, well, Debo said this. Well, Debo did this. Well, did he really? He didn't say anything. He didn't do anything. It was all speculation. It was the media. It was Schefter. It was Rappaport. It was everybody in the media speculating and putting words in his mouth. He literally said nothing. I never had any beef with Debo. A lot of fans did because they see a report, and if it's on the internet, it has to be true, right? It has to be true. That's what they think. They think, okay, it has to be true. Just because Ian Rappaport, he said it, it must be true. So then people get mad at Debo. Oh, he's a diva. But did he even say anything bad? No, he doesn't. And I think Debo respects the fans. I think he, wanted his privacy in the situation. But of course, social media that's what we do. We put stuff out there. Every little moment it gets captured. And that's the new media. That's how sports media that's how sports media has changed the game. That's the way I'll say it. Because I've talked about this before is 10, 20 years ago, none of this stuff would have happened. You don't even know half these things go on. But now, people have been, you can see people under a microscope more. You look at people, they have an Instagram page, you know who they're following, you know who their circle is, you know who people they don't follow. Are they not, do they not like that person? It's crazy how we follow these trends on social media. You get people that you unfollow someone, and then they're like, yo, why'd you unfollow me? Are we not friends anymore? You're dating someone, and then when you break up, you unfollow them or you block them on social media. So social media has changed the game in not only sports, but in everything in society. And I think that sometimes we look into it too much. I don't think Debo cares. At the end of the day, he got paid. The fans are going to support him, the ones that really do, and I think he's going to support them back. Like today, he came out, he made it a point. He was smiling, he was signing, he was with the kids, signing autographs. I think Debo loves the fans. I think he knows there's some really, really, really true, genuine fans out there that love him. Any fan base is going to have a bunch of people that run on emotions and get upset and say whatever they got to say. But I don't think Debo took it personal. And again, it was a contract negotiation. It was a tough contract negotiation, as they usually are. And shout out to his agent. His agent is absolutely incredible, man. I mean, this guy got all his agents, his clients paid. Terry McLaurin, massive contract. A.J. Brown, massive contract. D.K. Metcalf, massive contract. Debo Samuel, massive contract. Like, gotta give that man his credit. And he was tough. He was a very, very, stern negotiator. And Parag is the same. And those two guys were like two stone walls coming together. Nobody would budge, and finally somebody had to. And then shout out to Parag and the 49ers front office for finally getting it done. It took a long time, but this is pretty much the way the Niners always operate business. The training camp is when these guys usually get signed. So I think that they stayed their course. They stayed true to what they usually do. There's a lot of incentives in the contract, and that's a good thing. Debo's going to get more money if he does the wide back stuff, which, he never said he didn't want to. Again, there's another speculation. Never said he didn't want to play wide back. But, in the contract, there's incentives that if he runs the ball, 3 touchdowns a year, 150K, 380 rushing yards, 650K. Let him do more, he'll get paid more. And, he doesn't want to run up the gut. I think that's what the issue might have been. He can go play, run on the outside on the perimeter. Everything's going to be fine. And when push comes to shove, it's Sunday, game's on the line. Whatever he needs to do to get this team to win, he'll do it. And I think that's the bottom line. And Kyle even said today that his usage wasn't even brought up in contract negotiations. So, end of the day, I think Debo is going to be happy with the fans, and I think the fans are going to be happy with him. That was a good question to end on. On that note, I will end this live. I appreciate the support from everybody. I'll see y'all tomorrow at training camp. Appreciate y'all. We'll be doing it again tomorrow. Live, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, the whole 9 yards. We'll try to get as much content as we can. And make sure you hit the like button on your way in. I appreciate you. And let's go. Couple days on Thursday, again, just to reiterate, if you guys entered the raffle, me and Travis King have a raffle going, and 6:30 p.m. Pacific on Thursday, we'll go live and we'll announce the winners. 5 lucky people will win a Debo Samuel jersey. Appreciate you, all of you. Have a good night.